G'day YouTubers, Harry Houdini here. Now look, it's a bit of a wet day in here in Australia, but it's cooled it down, but that hasn't dampened my spirits. No, I'm excited. You know why? I have been waiting 6 months for this box to come all the way from the UK. And what's inside? Oh, it's very exciting. Oh, it's just like Christmas. Oh dear. And look at that. Look at that. Yes, it is a Battlestar Galactica. Yes. Oh dear. Well, it got lost in the mail. It disappeared. It got recycled as firelighters. Who knows? It took 6 months to come all the way from the UK. But I only paid 4 shekels for it, which I think is, I don't know, £20. That included postage. It's probably why they said free postage and sent it via a banana boat. But anyhow, I don't care. Finally it's turned up, I'm really excited, and I'd like to open the box and share with you how I find the kit. So what do you get for your money? Well, it's a reasonable size box, and there's some lovely pictures on the side there showing you what you can do, and a bit of blurb, you know. 69 parts, yeah, nearly 70 parts, 33.8 centimetres, you know, it's over a foot long. A bit of box art there. Well, here we've got a whole lot of instructions here. I just tells you the history of it, what it's all about. You know, you're into Battlestar, you probably already know that. You know, so there you go. Now it's it's one of these side opening boxes, which I'm not exactly my favourite kind, but oh, let's pull it all out. Oh, look, there we go. You get a fair amount of plastic, even though there's not a lot of parts. There's a fair amount of plastic in this kit. Now, what else have we got here? Well, you've got the instructions. We'll have a read of those later. But in the instructions, there are some very nice decals. Now, there's conjecture as to whether these are cartograph or not, but on cursory examination, they look really nice. Now, they're the runways where the Vipers go in, you know, into the pods on the side. Those are the recesses. Those decals all go in the recesses where the pods go in, because the pods retract for FTL, faster than light, yes. And the pods expand out when they're needing to go and attack those Cylons. So yes, if you're a Battlestar fan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If not, you haven't got a clue. So there we go, there's that and there's that. Now, there's a bit of instructions here. What's this? Oh, these are warnings. Achtung! Do not start an interplanetary incident. Yes. Alright, okay, well we won't do that. Yes. No blowing up space shuttles with your Galactica. Alright, well let's get into the parts and see what you get for your money. Here's the clear parts. And I don't know if it's making it any easier to see on that black, but probably should have something a bit matte black. Need to get myself a silk negligee. That'll be good, hey? I'll go in the shop and order one of those. G'day, I'd like a silk negligee, please. Just for you, sir? Yes, I need it for my modelling. Oh, fashion model, are you? No, scale modelling. That's going to go down well, isn't it? Alright, so, look, that, it's hard to tell, isn't it? There's a bit of detail in that. That's obviously the rear, and the, those are the pods at the back. That's the, you know, the exhaust out of the, well, what do you call it? Rockets! Whatever the drive is. I don't know. What's this thing run on? Plutonium-243? I don't know. That's the arse end of the Galactica. Look, that's all I know. Somebody please tell me. I just know they go jumping to warp speed or whatever, or, you know, jumping to FTL. And we all had the hots for Starbuck. That's all I remember. She was cute, wasn't she? Yes. It's funny how in the second series she's a woman. Well, you know, first series is a man. But there you go. Now here's a big bag of stuff. Let's just have a look. The photos online look really good. The detail looks good, and they're not lying. They're not lying. Let's have a look. See. Oh, there's just so much stuff. It's just all crammed into these bags. Now, let's come up in the world a bit here. See what we got. Detail's quite good. Now, there's flash, but it's not actually on the parts. There's bits of flash there, but they're on the sprues. Whereas the parts seem pretty clear. Lots of lovely detail there. The stuff there is going to take a wash. Lots of nice stuff there. I don't know if you can see it, but I can. And there's lots of little details, so they're good. They're the side pods. That's the ones I was talking about. So that's where that little runway goes. So they look really nice, really good. And these would have to be for the rear. These are what the motor's going to. And I'll have to look up and find out what the propulsion system is. I mean, it's science fiction. It's all imaginary, you know. Could be powered by bloody wombat poo for all we know. Doesn't matter. It's just fun. It's exciting, you know. No doubt somebody will tell me, no, look, it's supposed to be this Galactium 253. Oh, God. That's, I imagine, that's sort of some side bits to hang those pods off. So that's probably part of the pod thing. I'll have to look. We'll find out when we get to the instructions, eh? For the moment, we're just sort of looking. I think it is. That looks like the runways and things like that. It's all pretty exciting. I've got to figure out how I can get LEDs into this, because I know people do that. I know people put LEDs into these things. So, these are all... Now, these little guns, actually, mine aren't too bad. I've seen some photos where they're covered in flash. Mine aren't too bad. There's a few little flashy ones here and there, but they're not too bad. You can get aftermarket. You can buy those rail guns aftermarket, and I could look into that, but I don't know, they don't look too bad. I reckon I could give them a bit of a sand up, and it'll be fine, you know. A little bit of flash here around those will be the nozzles for the rear exhaust to the yet to be identified propulsion system. But they're fine, and there's some wobbly bits here, which we don't know yet. I think they might be arms that go out that the pods all sit on the sides. So that might be what that is. So we'll just put that carefully over here. Well, that's one bag. One exciting bag. Now, in this bag, what have we got? There's a hell of a lot going on. Look at all this. That'll paint up nicely. And all of this here, I think that's the underside. This will be the top, because I think there's a rondelle goes there. So this is a mighty kit. I mean, that is very well detailed. Now, over here, there is sitting in its own little container, which is good. That's a barrel. No, it's not a barrel. That's a stand. Yeah, it comes with a stand with a metal rod there, so that your Battlestar doesn't fall over. Of course, well, that must be the bottom, because there's a hole for this metal rod. So you can have the thing floating in space, lost in space. Well, that's something else, isn't it? All right, what have we got here? Well, we'll open this one, because these are sort of all a bit wobbly and loose. I might rebag all this, actually. I've got some other bags here. It might be better, because some of these parts have come loose. Let's have a look. Oh, we can really see what's going on here now. So this is the standard of the detail, and it's very good. You know, I'm pretty happy with that. You can't complain about that. That detail is excellent. There's nothing wrong with any of that. There's lots there that'll take washes, and I'll be able to do all kinds of things to bring that up. So that, no doubt, fits onto the front of here, and that's basically, you're getting close to the size of it. And then, of course, the motors will be on the back. It's over a foot long, over 30 centimetres long. It says 33.8, so it's nearly 34 centimetres long. 34 centimetres, right, which is about 14 inches. That's some little part to go there underneath its nose, I think. And again, we've got some flash here, but it's not on the parts. There's flash on the mould, but the parts all look really clean. So that's the stand base, which is, I've seen that done up really nicely online. A lot of people paint that gold and then sort of dry brush the relief on there. But there again, there's just so much detail, and it is a really clear, crisp kit. The moulding is good. The only flash really has been a bit on the rail guns, which I've heard about, and a bit on the sprues, which, you know, that's not going to worry you. It's not going to keep me up at night. No, I can live with that. I can live with that. That's fine. And here we go again. That's got to be the front. That's the nose of this sucker. So that's probably the underside of that. Yeah, that probably goes under there. But we're going to mess with that little bit, tiniest bit of flash there. Look at it. Gone. It's really not too bad at all. That's sand off. But the important part, the the body here is just magnificent. I mean, look at all the little panel lines in there. They are going to take a wash and paint up nicely. And I have seen this kit done beautifully by other modelers. So, you know, everyone says it's a nice build, and it's it weathers up and it washes nicely. So there you go. Look, there's more. They're things. I don't even know what they are. I think they might still be part of the rear motoring system. Don't know. They're looking really nice. We'll have a look at the instructions, eh? That's the only way we'll figure out what the bloody hell's going on. But the parts look really good. So no complaints there at all. And here we have the instructions. So there's the nice little photo there of the actual model, how it'll look, which is good. And then there's quite a blurb here on the Battlestar Galactica, and it does explain a lot of things, like where different things are in the ship and how it all goes. It even talks about the sublight engines, which are those 4 big pods, and then the FTL, which is in the middle. But there you go. You know, it's all there. Still doesn't tell you what they're fueling with, so it must be wombat poo. Now it's a booklet. It's a book. It's a novel, but you can read along. You can read along with me. Tinkerbell? Yes. Oh, you know what that is? Poms will know what that is. Remember that old golden circle, golden series of books? Oh, look, that takes me back. And read before you start. Don't glue your nose to your moustache. Usual sort of stuff, you know. Symbols that we use: gluing, sticking, cutting, thinging, timing, throwing against the wall when you're fed up, and then going home and chucking a wobbly. Yep, all standard stuff. All standard stuff. Right. Colours. Now, it's sort of confusing here, but there's basically grey, light grey, dark grey, aluminium grey, white, grey, aluminium grey, and red. So should have those in the stash. Shouldn't be a problem. And then sprue map. I'll turn it sideways so you can really see what's going on. There you go, sprue map. Basically, we've seen all that. There's about 70 parts. I think just under 70 parts in this kit. So it's not a huge build by any sort of by means. There's not a lot of gluing. And looks like you can sort of build it up in sections. What I really want to know is how we can fit LEDs in this. So I have to research that. There should be somebody that does a kit or something. And the instructions, usual sort of Revell stuff. You know, it's not really that complicated. It's there's all those rail guns, but other people advise don't put them on to the very end because they are sort of kind of finicky and fragile. So you can build the whole thing up and don't worry about the rail guns. Leave them till afterwards, after you sort of painted and weathered the whole thing. So there's that bit of clear going in the back there, which is the FTL. That's the FTL. I found out that much. Yes, and here's your little. These are the motors. Yeah, they're the sublight engines. Look, I actually sound like I know what I'm doing now. Those are the pods on the side, as I said. Yep, that's how they all go together. More of your sublight engine assembly here, and that's part of the housings for the sublight. And yeah, it's all very exciting. There's bits going in there. Look, it's there's not much to it. And then you basically pop them all on. So that's your whole motorised system. You've got 4 of the little sublight motors, on they go. It makes it even longer. So that extends it out for its full 34 centimetres. Goodness me, Yes, well, we're boys. We like things big, long and hard. Yes, we do. Oh, put the kiddies to bed. Goodness, well, there's that funny little square bit. That sort of goes on that flat panel. And, yes, I'm not sure where that all fits. Oh, that's all part of this. It's all part of this front nose business here. So, yeah, that all goes into there and that goes onto there. And apparently there's water in here. That thing, I'm reading their blurb, and it was all about, that's where they keep all the water. So, yes, the water's in there at the front. It's all very exciting. I wonder how that works for weight distribution. Oh, well, there you go. Maybe those engines weigh a bloody ton at the back there. This thing's supposedly about 1.4 kilometres long. It's nearly a bloody mile long. Because this is like 1/4000th scale. So there you go. But it's sci-fi, It's all just conjecture and make-believe and everything. And that's okay. It's good. It's good. But we'll build it up. We'll build it up fairly clean. I think I don't do any battle damage on mine. So here's the side pods, and there's those. Yeah, those bits were the sort of the rails, the arms that stick them out, and there's the pods going in, and everything connects up. No doubt that's how you can get your lighting in there. I know I've seen people do it where they have the little runway lights flickering along there. And then you may have got all your sub-assemblies and they just go together, bingo bongo, you make your stand up, whack your rod in, and there you go, you have got a Battlestar. And on the final page here, we've got the painting and the decal guide, which is fairly comprehensive, fairly easy to see where all the decals go, and so there's quite a lot of them. There's earlier on there were the instructions to put the decals inside those little recesses here that the pods slide into, and you would have also had to put your little runway lights on, otherwise when you seal it up you won't be able to get the little suckers in. But also we need to find out how to get the LED lights into this. I'm going to research that. We'll do another video on how to light your model. That'll be fun. So basically that's it, and as I said before, it's just whites and greys, and there's just a little bit of red here, which they supply in decals, but from what I've heard, it's probably better to paint them on. You'll get a better finish. So it's not really that hard a build, but the fun is going to be in the painting. Well, what do you think of that? It's a snappy little kit, isn't it? There's a lot of detail in this kit. You know, it's not an expensive kit. As I said, I only paid bloody 4 shekels for it. Not much at all. And I think I'll pretty well build it out of the box, except I'd like to add some of that LED lighting. But I don't know much about that. So look, if there's anyone out there that can basically give me an idea where I should go or what I can do. I know there's a guy online, he's building a Jupiter 2 and he's gone bloody crazy with LEDs. He's even lit up the pneumatic bloody space toilet in the damn thing. I won't go that crazy. I just like to maybe have the motors sort of illuminating out the back there, and the pods and the runway, they sort of light up, which I've seen done. I know that Steve Neal, he did a different one, not this kit. He did some vac form one or something. It's a huge big thing, or it might have been a resin kit. And he did have Battlestar. Maybe he knows, but I only need something simple. And I don't want to pay a bloody fortune. I don't want to wait 6 months for it to turn up. All right. Well, there you go. That's my review of the Revell Battlestar Galactica. Oh, mighty kit. All right. I hope you enjoyed that. If you know anything about LEDs, you want to make some comments, just want to sling me a line, oh, look, just add it to the end of this. Subscribe, comment, like, go for it. Alrighty. Well, that's it. Goodbye from Australia, and it's hooroo from Harry Denny.